Hello everybody, we'll try again. We're back for another video on Ryan Maeve TV. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in to the last video. The watch along for the Man United versus Brentford video. I really enjoyed that game actually, it was really entertaining. But last minute kind of stream, we're going to do a championship round now because it's been a fantastic weekend in terms of fixtures and results that have happened. So I am joined by Tyler from T-Boys TV. Welcome on again. I appreciate you coming in, by the way.
That's all right, mate. Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Hello, Inside Luton. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. So we're going to get going then straight away because, so we're going to start off with the Friday night game that saw, Sheffield United play. Obviously, this was a, really, interesting game, to start the weekend off, obviously. QPR don't really have much to play for, but more Sheffield United because still looking over their shoulders, really, in terms of, I think before, there was actually, I'm not sure. Was the outside the play? There was 6, weren't there, before?
Yeah, there was 6, yeah.
But they still need to cement that, that kind of playoff place that they really want. So, obviously, the way the game panned out, it was interesting. Obviously, QPR took the lead. Who else? Charlie Austin. I think what Charlie Austin always possesses is that clinical edge that you need. And I know that a lot of opposition fans don't like him, but if he's on your team, he's a massive player to have. And then full credit to Sheffield United. Obviously coming back from that after the break, and obviously managing to score 3 goals in that second half. Massive result for Sheffield United. They found the form at the right time, really, and they're playing some good football. Don't know if you want to say anything about that game, really, but
I watched a bit of it. Obviously, like you said, Austin, he's similar to Mitrovic in the way he just gets goals. He frustrates teams. And he done it again here. Obviously, QPR's hopes of playoffs are done now. I think they've been very similar to Luton in the goalkeeper situation they've had. They've had to have a mad amount of different goalkeepers as well, and injuries, especially defensively, and that's what's cost them. But Sheffield United, in this game, they could actually finish. Do you know what I mean? There's been a lot of games recently I've watched them, and they're sixth before this, but I remember watching them recently against Bristol City, drew 1-1, had a very good chance to win the game and blazed over the bar. Poor, considering the amount of space the guy had. And then it was when they played Bournemouth a couple of weeks before that at home. It was a 0-0 draw, and a centre-back, it's a centre-back, but still, he had a very good chance at the end. At least you got to be putting out a target, and he's absolutely blazed it over the bar. So, for me, it's a very good win. They took their chances. As much as QPR are obviously in the mud at the moment, obviously the manager situation as well, are still a very good away win to get. Loftus Road it's not an easy place to go. Still, despite how they've been recently. So fair play there for getting 3 goals as well. Bit annoying because it was 2-1 for ages, and I actually said it would be 2-1 on the championship predictions I do, but is what it is. But a massive win for them. But their next game, which I'm sure we'll get into, is even bigger. With
it's going to be an interesting final day for sure for them playoff places that are still yet to be decided. Obviously, kind of looking at maybe a game that maybe not have maybe as much on it really, but obviously Barnsley, I'm sure you'll agree, they've been so awful this season. They've really struggled in all fairness. They've finished bottom. They're not gonna climb any higher than that now. And obviously Preston, not really doing anything at the moment, mid-table side. But obviously Preston managed to get the win. Barnsley's problem is that obviously they've really struggled for goals, but also they've conceded so many. Now, also the managerial situation at Barnsley as well has made been a big thing really. That they've been, I think it's been proven in the past that you have to get a manager in that will be able to, to be successful. If you get what I'm saying, I think that they made the wrong appointment by going down the road, and it's cost them, unfortunately. And I think that the players that that they've have, I mean, it's a massive turnaround, isn't it, for Barnsley, compared to last season, But obviously Preston, nothing to play for, but they still managed to win 3-1 away. I won't say, well, I think any away game in the Championship is tough, but against Barnsley, a team that are really struggling, I think I probably would have fancied Preston, to win this anyway, before the match kicked off.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can't actually remember what I said, but I did definitely say Preston win. Like you said, Barnsley down and out. It's confirmed they're gone now, and it's crazy. It shows what losing a manager could do to you and your best player. It's actually crazy how much they've fallen off. Over the two people. Like it's mental, but. Yeah, very good bounce back for Preston. Not that they've got anything to play for, but obviously after that heavy defeat in the derby to Blackburn, very disappointing for them. Obviously, that's the derby as well. And excuse me, you don't want to never be losing like that in a derby at all. And yeah, good bounce back. May give them confidence in their last game against Middlesbrough. Hopefully, it does. Well, Luton perspective, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's all I can really say about that. Like I said, expected a Preston win. Barnsley are down and out. So
yeah, absolutely. So no real surprise really, but the only probable surprise is that Barnsley actually ended up scoring. But anyway, so we're going to go on to the next one now. So obviously this was a massive game at the top for them automatic places, and obviously Bournemouth. Going into it, I've said on previous stream, they're just not convincing me that they'll stay in that automatic place. Really, and not because, I think that anybody that obviously Forest are in third, but I've just since they've been struggling recently, I've never been convinced they'll stay there, and I fancy Forest to get that final automatic place. But I think going into this game, they're obviously big, kind of, obviously Blackburn were trying to get a playoff place. Obviously now they're not going to get one, but it was a massive game for both. But obviously, by the sounds of it, obviously Bournemouth just was too good. Obviously Solanke as well. Solanke's I like Solanke. He's been a great player for this season, scoring goals left, right, and centre. And like I say, and Billy managing to get 2 goals, which is a surprise because he doesn't usually contribute that much in a game. He usually comes up with the odd goal, but. I was quite surprised with this result. In all fairness, I think that I think it was not that I think that Blackburn. I think I probably thought that Blackburn would probably win this one, just because Bournemouth were really struggling at the time, and just obviously away from home as well. I think Blackburn. I thought they were going to win this game. What was were you surprised at the result? Or?
No, I actually went with a Bournemouth win. I went with a 2-0, so again, was very close. Now, I understand why a lot of people would. Obviously, like you said, with Bournemouth's form. Bournemouth's form, very shaky. Blackburn, they're also at home as well. So I do understand why you say that, but I just thought Bournemouth, because I'm looking at that Forest game. I'll just keep looking at that. And for me, as much as, it all depends on the results after, that is literally for second place. Because if Forest go on to win that, they're on the exact same points.
Absolutely.
And I'm the same as you, mate. I think Forest will get second. Ever since the Luton game, they've just been slapping up teams, essentially, left, right and centre. A decent informed Swansea team at this moment, they thumped them 5-1. West Brom, all right, West Brom ain't been great, but still Derby, sometimes form can go out the window. All right, it's not the biggest derby in the Midlands, but 4-0. you know, stuff like that just tells me they're going to get second. And like you said, with Bournemouth's inconsistent form, I totally agree. But they're a very weird side. You know, they also went away. I don't want to mention it deliberately, but they went away to you lot and won 3-0 as well. Like, they're a weird side. They can do that. Like,
Yeah, we've not
they
had
have got the quality. They have got the quality. It's just they're just not consistent enough. And I think they will slip down to the playoffs. I really do. I think. Well, I won't get too much into it because I'm sure we will. But yeah, I think something. I mean, may happen. You know, what I mean, may happen. But very good win for them. Blackburn. The thing I've said about them is, I know their striker's got a couple of goals since he's been back, but it's still going to take time. It's still going to take time. You know, so that's all I really got to say about it. But I was close on this prediction. I said 2-0 Bournemouth. So
fair enough. Good shout. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of maybe I was more hoping that Blackburn would win than maybe.
Yeah.
You know. But
for us as Luton fans, we needed Bournemouth really. So that was nice.
Yeah, like I say, we was
something positive.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for you, but like I say, I think that it was kind of a big win. I think it might breed confidence. Like I say, it'd be interesting to see if that plays a part in, you know, obviously they go into the game on tomorrow night. You know, on the back of that will help them from their perspective as well. So we'll have to see. So next up is Blackpool v Derby. Now, obviously, Derby, you know, I've said this, you know, before, but I feel so sorry for Derby, really, because I think that, you know, had they obviously not had their issues off the field, they would have, survived quite comfortably. I think they're a team that are full, you know, they've got a great squad, you know, they've fought really to the end, really. I think that, again, this result proves that they've got a lot of pride to wear that Derby shirt, you know, and I think that, you know, Wayne Rooney as well, what a job he's done at Derby. And I think that even though they've got relegated, I feel firm, I'll say firmly that I think he'll stay for next season because you can see that he's loyal to the cause. I think that's massive for someone like, you know, for them to bounce back. You know, you don't want to be losing someone like Wayne Rooney who was really implemented his style to the team and really got them playing some good football, in all fairness, in the circumstances. But yeah, great to, you know, I think that it's something that, you know, Derby deserve better, really. They got let down by the owners, like I say, and that's cost them. But in all fairness, though, the players never down tools, and they kept fighting and they kept plugging away. And you know, at one point we was kind of thinking, oh, they might get out of this, but unfortunately, it just falls short. But I'm sure you'll agree, you know, they've really give it a good go, and I'm sure the fans are so proud of them, and they can come back next season and really fight to get back up again.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I was just smiling because the comments is brilliant right now. they're wanting you to read out the comments and everything. But yeah, big up everyone in the chat. But yeah, you know, Derby, they're very good, a very good side. You know, like you said, they fought until the end, and you know, I'm not going to lie, I didn't expect this. As much as, you know, they're obviously, you know, they've fought to the end. Even if they know they're getting relegated, they'd still fight. I just thought after the Blackpool last two results, the massive win against Birmingham at home, and then obviously the draw against Luton, which was a very good draw. Yeah, a bit controversy, but at the end of the day, you know, they should have got a penalty. We should have got a penalty. The officiating was poor all around. So I thought they'd, you know, be at home. I believe this is their last home game. I thought they'd just get a win. And I'm not going to lie, I actually went with I'm just looking at my scores now. I just went with a 3-1 to, not 3-1, sorry, 3-0 to Blackpool. I just thought, you know, after the last two home games, as much as Derby, yeah, obviously they're down and that, but, and they're fighting, like just for pride, you know, I thought Blackpool would get a pretty convincing win. Obviously, they're not playing for anything except pride themselves, really. But yeah, I just thought after them two results. But fair play, Derby. Did you see the chants, by the way? That's
No,
probably the highlight of the game.
no, actually no, but I know that Derby are great. You know, I think that it's yeah.
The chants are brilliant. So I think it was like jump around if you're going down, jump around, and they're all jumping around, and all the Blackpool fans are doing it, and they're respecting each other. That's what you want to see in football. Obviously, you know, you want your teams to succeed.
Yeah, of course.
You don't like to see always like to see all this violence that's in nowadays.
No.
Like, you know, I don't really be part of it. I don't want to be part of it, and I know you're the same. You know, so you know when you're seeing banter like that, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, but you know, good win for them, and I think they'll go back up. I really do. And like you said about Rooney, I think he will stay, and he'll want to show something. He'll want to show something that he's a good manager. Because for me, if we talk about the managers, the new sort of ones like the Artetas, the Gerrards, and Rooney's definitely better than Lampard for me. That's not even a debate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, I would maybe same as Gerrard potentially. Yeah. You know, for me, I can't really say Arteta because Arteta actually has won a trophy. To be fair, but yeah, that's another debate thing. But he's definitely better than Lampard. You know, it's not even a debate in my opinion. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. But very good win for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And
just for the pride.
Yeah, I think their fans are class.
Very underrated.
Yeah, very good following. You know, they get good crowding and they really, like I say, they're very, they just seem very nice fans, I suppose. Let me just have a look at the comments because I don't know.
Big up the comments, you know.
We've got a lot of fans in from your side, which I appreciate, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, now big up yourselves for coming on.
I still have faith we'll beat
both of us.
Yeah. Inside Luton, I've got faith that Luton will beat Reading on Saturday, which I don't see why not. You can do that for sure. I think you'll be chomping at the bit to get back out there for sure. Yeah, some chants going on this chat here.
I know they're loving it. They're absolutely loving it.
I hope we don't do what Barnsley did. Inside Luton says, yeah. Well,
the only way I could potentially see that is if Nathan Jones went, but I can't see him going unless an established Premier. And when I say established, I mean not these teams fighting near the bottom. I mean a proper established Championship team go in for him. Not Championship, sorry, Premier League.
Yeah, it's
Southampton, Brighton. He's had links with Brighton. Like I'm pretty sure he was like Graham Potter's assistant, so that would make sense. Not like a Burnley or someone like that. I can't see that. I can't.
Yeah, I mean it's always buts and maybe at the moment, but obviously.
And he wants to prove something with Luton as well. That's what these people seem to forget. He wants to prove that he is a really good manager, and he's not just, you know, got manager of the season for no reason, you know, and people are not agreeing. He wants to show what he can do. Yeah, today was, well, we'll get into today. You know what I mean? I'll leave that and I'll let you.
Yeah, but like I say, hello, Tyler. Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Be like yourself, mate.
A lot of love for
I know. I appreciate that, boys. I appreciate it.
You deserve it.
Thanks.
Gosh, yeah. We've got all these chants going on in this chat, and I'm not going to.
No, they're loving it. They're absolutely loving it.
Yeah, but yeah, let's get back to what we're. So we're going to talk about the next game that I have on my list, which is Bristol at 5, Hull City 0. Now, I don't know what to think about this one because obviously we play Bristol on Saturday, and they're on the back of this result. Now, obviously, Bristol have, you know, they've not really, you know, they've had a fairly poor season in my view. I think obviously finding some 17 players, it's one of those positions where it's just meh, you know, it's not great, is it? And then obviously Hull, a bit pretty similar, really, aren't they? You know, they've had a poor season and find themselves towards the bottom of the table, 18th, bottom half of the table, should I say, not bottom. So yeah, but I was surprised at the scoreline by the way, 5-0. I mean, no, I don't think
100%.
anybody was expecting that, and I don't really. I think I was probably predicting a draw for this game actually when going into it, because similar points tally, similar position. I couldn't really see that there would be 5 goals in that, but yeah.
No, definitely teams very similar to each other. I actually went with a 2-0 Hull. So
yeah,
what does that say? You know what I mean? But
well,
yeah, the bet is similar to Luton game today. Best thing that happened was the fans that travelled. You know what I mean, for Hull. They were so funny. I'm not going to lie. I see a lot of people, saying best support in the league, and I wouldn't go that far. But they were just funny what they were doing. But yeah, very poor, very poor. Like at the end of the day, these sides don't have nothing to play for except pride. But that's not good enough from a whole perspective.
No, it isn't.
Losing that heavily against a team that are very similar to you lot. It's just not good enough. All I could really say, obviously I've got some whole mates, they were not happy at all, rightly so. And, there's me, well, to be honest, I didn't really say much to them. There's me laughing inside and then seeing what happens today.
I know, it's one of those things, unfortunately. But like I say, I think that obviously Bristol, I think that from Hull's perspective, though, I think that, that's I'd be gutted with it. And like I say, they seem to be on the beach already, Hull, which isn't good enough, like you say. And obviously Bristol are wanting to play for a bit of pride, and obviously they won that game. So, like I say, as long as they've scored all the goals now, they don't need to score any on Saturday now. They've scored 5, so we're all right. But anyway, not much to say about that as really. But and this game really isn't much to comment on, really. But obviously, again, teams towards the bottom end of the table, Birmingham again. I mean, a club like Birmingham shouldn't be struggling down at the bottom, really, in all fairness, but they are. And then obviously Cardiff. Cardiff are just one of those annoying teams that I can't stand, really. I don't know what it is about them, but I just don't like them.
I'm the same as you, mate.
So yeah, they're just there. They don't need to be there. And to be honest with you, I hope they get relegated in the next few seasons. But anyway, I'm not getting personal. But like I said, obviously Birmingham took the lead, and then Cardiff managed to get a penalty in the last. I think they got a penalty in the 82nd minute, didn't they? So they equalised, and it ended up 1-1. Probably a draw would probably, again, similar to the last game, really. Similar positions and similar points tally. So I think I would have expected a draw for this one as well. So it kind of went to plan. There's not really much to say about that game, is there?
No, not an awful lot. And the reason why, when you moved on to it, I was like, it's because I actually said 1-1. So a game I actually got 3 points from. I just know it's going to be like it.
Yeah.
Birmingham, there's a lot of problems going in and around the club, but the annoying thing is, right, they could still be bottom, like they could be rock bottom in the league and they'd still beat Luton 5-0 or 3-0, whatever. It's just, it's just annoying. It's just frustrating. We can never beat them. And the thing is, I proper know some Birmingham fans now, so they're all up, they're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. But yeah, like I said, I knew it's going to be 1-1. Cardiff's form's been pretty poor recently. It just had a draw written all over it.
Yeah.
Both poor sides.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on at Birmingham, the owner situation, the manager, the players. It's a madness. And like you said, a club like Birmingham, they shouldn't be in that predicament, but
I didn't realise the issues they had off the field, actually, to be fair, but that kind of makes sense. Maybe that's why they're struggling on the field as well, which
there's
all
a lot
in the future. But
I remember going away and they were protesting like crazy, and it was
not good.
Not good at all.
One of those. Not much to say about that, but that was the result there. And then I'm going to go. I'm probably going to speak about ages about this, by the way. So obviously going into the game for this one, I think I fancied our chances, really, and I think that probably maybe the concerns that maybe I had is that we went into the game with no recognised wingers. Obviously, the news that Koroma and Senani was out injured for this game, we found ourselves thinking, this could cause a problem, but it didn't actually work out that way. To be fair, I think that the lineup was great for us. I think that I'll probably be speaking about this for ages, so I do apologise if you're getting bored by it. But like I say, that 3-4-3 formation, I love that formation that we play. I think it's really effective. And like I say, I think that it was a scrappy first half, I'm not going to lie. But you know what? I've said this time and time again this season, when we've not been at our best, we've still been able to find something. And Harry Toffolo comes up with an absolute thunderbolt right goal.
Yeah, I saw that. That goal was, that was disgusting, man.
I mean, that's his weak foot, apparently. That's his weak foot. And believe it. But yeah, again, the timing of that goal was absolutely fantastic. Just before half time, we hadn't played well at all in that first half, But again, we went into the lead. Went into the break in the lead, and that's all you want, really. Again, Nichols, the man of the moment, again, made some crucial saves in that first half. The guy is just incredible, and I'll never stop speaking highly enough of him because what he's done this season is just, I've no words. But yeah, Lee Nichols, what a guy! He just continues to make save after save, and it's just so, I'm just kind of speechless. But yeah, and I don't want to keep going on. This is probably the most I'm going to go on about, kind of the games, because obviously I was there to witness this. John Rhodes again. I would like to see him start, to be fair. Again, could have scored actually, but great save by the keeper. Then obviously into the second half, we got a penalty, really a penalty. We don't get many penalties this season, we never have, because the referees seem to be against us. I'm not just saying it, but I feel like they are. We don't get many penalties or free kicks in that manner, but a definite penalty. One of our youngsters, Scott High, has come back into the team after a little breakaway. We saw him earlier in the season. He was struggling, to be fair, so we took him out. He's worked hard on the in the training, the training pitch, and he's come back really good, a lot better for it. Obviously, he created the chance, that beautiful crossing. They actually nearly ended up, scoring an own goal from that, because great save from the keeper. Came out. The keeper, for some reason, dashed out to Lewis O'Brien. Lewis O'Brien got to it first and took O'Brien out. A definite penalty. And then Tino Andrin, the signing that we made from Chelsea on loan in January, stepped up. I think that special mention to him, by the way, because that was the biggest impact he's made since he's arrived from Chelsea. In all fairness, obviously he's had his injury problems. He's getting up to speed with things. But yeah, that was the best I saw. So obviously when he stepped up, I wasn't surprised. It was good to have that comment, and it was a beautiful penalty into the left-hand corner, really. So, but then I've got some, kind of, what is it? Not mourning kind of thing, but negativity of conceding yet another goal in injury time. It seems to be a reoccurring theme with us at the moment. Obviously, we conceded in injury time against Barnsley last week, and we don't want to get into this bad habit. Now, obviously, we need to be making sure we're playing for 90 plus minutes. Obviously, the game was 2-0 at the time, and the game was done. But obviously, we've got to stick on it till the very last moment. And it was a poor goal to concede. You could see how angry Nichols was when obviously when the ball hit the back of the net. But we can't complain. We won the game. We won at our best. And yeah, the star of the show, Tino Andrin, for me, as well as Harry Toffolo. But Tino, great to see him finding, getting back to some form of his best before the playoffs, just in time for the playoffs. So I think that's all. What was your reaction to this, and what was you kind of thinking going into this game then?
I thought because of, excuse me, Coventry's inconsistency, I thought you would beat them pretty heavily. I actually went with a 3-0 to you guys, and the form you've been on as well. Ever since the Luton game, if we're being honest, other than the QPR probably, then after that it's been brilliant for you lot. Even like Barnsley, that was always going to be a tough game because obviously they were fighting to stay up, and you got the result. So ever since then, you've just been grinding out the results and stuff like that. And yeah, I saw the first goal. Like you said, what a goal! What a goal! Hold up, that guy's your left back, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a left back and he loves to
And he
get
pretty much
forward.
scores every game that I've seen. It's a madness.
He's a big player to have, and obviously he's scored 4 goals in his last 6 games. So
That's what I mean. It's just
it's amazing,
absolutely mental. Maybe you say about the injury time thing. You know, I think you was, well, obviously I didn't see it first down like you, but it sounded like you was, you know, I know there are chances and that, but it sounded like you were the ones that took your chances, and that just shows the level in quality between you know, the two sides. You are where you are because of that reason, and they're where they are because of, you know, they can't take their chances. So that's the way I see it. I did actually see it from a Coventry perspective as well. A few Coventry fans, and they were, you know, they were just saying this is why they are where they are, and not in the playoffs or fighting for the playoffs, because they, you know, they can't take their chances. Great, you know. Apparently they had quite a lot in the first. I didn't see it firsthand, but
yeah, they did. They did have quite a number of chances, but again, Nichols always comes to the rescue.
And there's also that. Yeah, exactly. You've got arguably the best goalkeeper, if not the best goalkeeper in the league right now. So there's that as well. But good win for you lot. You know, just you've cemented your place. So congratulations to you lot. At least you've done it. You know what I mean? Some other teams. You know what I mean, we've got to leave it to the last minute, give me heart attacks and that. But it is what it is.
Well, we usually provide the draft. You know, we never do it the easy way either. So we feel you on that one. But we're finding ourselves in a position where, and from my perspective, yes, okay, we're in the playoffs now. It's been decided, but obviously we still want to keep winning, keep that momentum going, keep ticking along that way, because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's important to go into the playoffs with some momentum. On the, you know, I know that maybe form goes out the window, but to me, having that momentum going into the playoffs will help you. So anyway, I'm going to get to the comments again now. So we never win at home and we never away. We lost last week. Oh, Taylor. Yeah, so Taylor's complaining about Luton, of course. And obviously, best away day this season was Huddersfield. We lost, but got to meet Tyler and was up till 3 texting the lad. Bless you. I think a lot of people
big up yourself, Taylor, mate. That was good. That was good to finally see you. Sorry, that was a little bit awkward. I was just looking out for Ryan. Funny enough, I was actually looking out for Ryan.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was.
But yeah, mate. It was good to see you. Like I've said, if you ever want to be part of the vlog, feel free. And as I said, we could potentially have fan cams for Reading. Potentially, it's not definite, but if you do see me wherever, I'll be with my dad anyway. But yeah, feel free to come up and be part of the vlog. There'll definitely be a vlog, like always. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, a lot of people said that they loved coming to the John Smiths, actually, you know, our stadium. But
yeah, it's good ground. It is a good ground.
Glad to, like I say,
glad I like it, to be fair.
Yeah. Question for both of you. I'm going to go into a question before we continue our roundup. What's the best away day that you've had this season? That's a tough one, because
my first one was my first away day was actually this season, like in the league, and it actually felt like it was made for me, if that makes sense. So It was Blackburn, right? I'm not too sure if you heard about the game. It was Blackburn away.
Remind me. Right.
First half, you know, we was like, oh, the game's done. We're finished. We are absolutely finished. And then going into the second half, bring on Sonny Bradley. What a difference he made. He was just dictating the play, you know, making us go forward. You know, he showed that captain, you know, material, you know, and that leadership, you know, desire, what a captain needs. And I think we got a goal with 15 minutes left, Luke Berry. And this was at the time, I think Blackburn, I can't remember how they did. I don't think they were doing as good as they were after that, but they were, you know, they were still a good side in that.
Yeah.
And it was 2-1, and Luke Berry got the goal, and we was like, no way, like can we bring? Come on, Luton! Like, come on, let's do this. And then I think it was literally the last minute of added time. The ball's got played across. Luke Berry scores, and it's 2-2. It had everything to it. It had the passion, like it had fight, not literal fights, but the pushing, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Players, fans giving you crap, a fight back. A game that felt like a win, and that was my first ever league game. And mad to think that was this season.
Yeah,
it just felt like it was meant to be, basically.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was
good one.
That was a crazy game. Like I remember the vlog. Don't ask why I've done it for 45 minutes, but when you look at how the game went, it sort of makes sense. Obviously now at most, and this is at a push, I tend to do a vlog for half an hour at most. So yeah, but it was just meant to be. I think even my portable charger, it fell, and on the vlog I was like, my portable charger. It's crazy.
Yeah.
My mate felt like 3 rows ahead. It's mental, absolutely mental. But yeah, brilliant away day. Is that the best one though? I'd maybe have to say Blackpool. As much as I don't really rate their away end, the only reason I say that is because that was the first away win I actually witnessed. It took me like 5 games to actually witness an away league game win. And that was 3-0. That was a very convincing win, to be honest. Classic northern weather. It was raining. It was windy, the lot. And Alan Campbell, he was in shorts and t-shirt. Proper, like, you got to remember that Blackpool, you got the sea as well. So you got that, coming in, that wind from that as well.
Yeah.
And he was out in shorts and t-shirts. Mental. I'm trying to think what other games are there. I mean, Huddersfield, if we actually played all right, I'd have said that. But boy, it was good, but it was shocking, like the performance. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a good performance as well. Reading was decent, but I wouldn't say it was up there. Hull was good because obviously met a few of my Hull mates that I spoke to for a while. Never met until then. I'm going to say, I'm going to say Hull.
Nice. I think, from my perspective, we've had quite a few this season, actually, in all fairness. There was a game at the start of the season at Sheffield United, scoring an injury time winner. You can't beat that, really.
Thank God I didn't go with Luton played Sheffield United. Shocking.
And it's an all right ground, to be fair. And then we had another, we had Reading, which was an absolute, 4-3 thriller. A great game. Obviously, we came on the right side. I don't really know how we conceded 3 goals against Reading, but anyway, that's another question. But yeah, on entertainment value, probably that one. And then the day at Fulham, at Craven Cottage, was a great day for us. We never expected to be going there, and we was kind of very worried about going into that game, but we actually managed to pull off the win. It was a great day all around.
Yeah, fair play.
They scored kind of a lucky goal, by the way, but that set up the final 10 minutes to be really the longest 10 minutes of my life, but we managed to see out the game 2-1. So it's so hard. I'm probably going to go for Fulham because I think that going to the game was a bit like, but we actually managed to, went there with a game plan. We stuck to our, and it was just really fantastic day, really. So yeah, I think Fulham. But yeah,
just quickly, did you do Luton away?
I did do Luton away.
You did. Fair enough.
And actually, by the way, I think your stadium is fantastic. By the way, I think it's very.
It's rare you hear that. You know what I mean?
I think it's very unique. And
exactly.
What was the result, by the way? I think we lost because I can't remember it.
It's 0-0. It's 0-0.
Oh, was it 0-0? Right, that's why I couldn't remember.
Great game.
Because usually, if I can't remember a game, we've either lost or we drew. It's been a 0-0 draw. But yeah.
Yeah, so I don't blame you for not remembering that.
But yeah, I do remember the stadium. I think it was like I say, there'd be so many great away days this season. To be fair, and like I say, if I was kind of if your team wins, it makes it just that bit better, as you can agree.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, another question. Yeah, and we're actually realistic player you'd like to see at your club.
I'll let you go first on this one.
Oh God, it's so hard. I would like to say that we can attract players to our club, because I think what we've got our club is a real togetherness and a real friendly feel atmosphere, you know. And I think you'll have that connection with the fans and players is special to a lot of players. But who would I mean, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I mean,
but with me, realistic players we've had or have, like the likes of Snodgrass, I'd love to keep him on next season. Like you could say, for me, yeah, as much as obviously we'll get into it, it's a poor performance today from the boy. I think he was a standout player, and his quality just shows that. You know, there was one time he put a brilliant ball in, and no one got onto it, and you know, just some of the stuff he shows just shows that we're lucky to have a player of that quality. Because I'm not being funny, even with how good that Fulham midfield is, he could get into that midfield. He could get into most Premier League clubs right now, still.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Like I said,
and there's also signings like, because I also look at Luton with positions we maybe need to look at in the summer to get, and goalkeeper's a massive one for me. And obviously it's shown by us having to bring in emergency loans and rare to Steer. We've had him on loan. You know, obviously got really unfortunate with that injury against Chelsea in the FA Cup. But, you know, even when he come into the club, you know, the stuff he was saying, you know, he just gave you that bit like to believe, you know, just the stuff he was saying as well. Like the problem with us getting emergency loans is they're not going to have that same passion as this guy did, you know, on loan, because obviously, you know, he's not going to get in the Villa team, but starting anyway. Let's be serious now, and you know, he could do something special with Luton. You know, he's gonna, because that is where he's at right now, so he's gonna want to try and do everything. But
yeah, absolutely.
I think we should get Taylor in goal. You know, I mean, Taylor in goal for Luton. He's actually a goalkeeper. Trust me, we need him at this point. But seriously, it's going to get to that stage. Like me and my dad said earlier on Hatter's show, you know, they're going to start asking us to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I said, for me, it's difficult to, like I say, as far as I'm concerned, as long as we get players in that continue to fight for the shirt and play, you know, I think that's the most important thing. Not looking at selected individuals maybe that I'd like to see, because you can have all the quality in the world, but if you don't, you know, if you don't use that, you know, to your maximum, obviously, you've got to fit into the club's ethos as well, if you could say so. And I think that's the most defining thing for me. I just want players to be able to come and be excited by playing for us and just give everything really, and not just come to pick up a wage, if you could say so. But yeah, that's my perspective. But anyway, let's get back to the pitch. So obviously, Middlesbrough. Let's talk about Middlesbrough for a moment. They had a massive win against Stoke. Now, obviously, I think Middlesbrough are my bet to sneak into them players, if I'm all honest, at the expense of, I hope, Sheffield United. Now, I think that, you know, Middlesbrough have really pushed on. They really find some great form now, and you know, to me, like I said, I think they're going to sneak in. And like I said, I think it's a massive thing to have Matty Crooks back for them, because I think he's been a key player. I know he's been missing a few, you know, recently when they were struggling, actually, ironically, because he didn't play us when we played Borough a few weeks back. But they're back to winning ways. Obviously, Stoke are another team that, they've not really, you know, obviously they're sitting 13 players, so they're not really. They were never really in serious doubt of going down, but they were never really in the playoff picture. But Middlesbrough, fantastic win for them. What did you have this game down as then? Because obviously, I think probably on paper, I think we was expecting Middlesbrough to win, surely.
Yeah, no, I did. For some reason, I only said 1-0 to Middlesbrough. I don't know why I'd say 2 or 3, and that's no disrespect to Stoke. That's just, you know, Middlesbrough fighting to get into them playoffs, and like you said, I think they will get into them. Yeah, Stoke, they're just not good this season, are they? They're just not good at all. Yeah, it was, a lot of Luton fans obviously hoping that Stoke would get a result. That's like relying on Norwich to try and stay up in the Premier League. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. So I always knew Middlesbrough were going to win. And yeah, like you said, they've kicked on a bit of form. And yeah, I think they will get them now. That's all I really got to say about this game. And yeah, it's my camera freezing, by the way.
Yeah, it is slightly. Yeah, it's having a few issues. Yeah, very, but I'm not sure. We know what technical issues feel like this evening.
At least you can still hear me. That's the positive.
Yeah, you keep.
I'll turn it off and turn it back on. See if that makes a difference.
That's a bit. Yeah, it's even blurrier. But anyway, but yeah, obviously it'll be interesting. The final game of the season. There's a lot at stake here, which leads me on to the next game. Millwall with a fantastic win, and by the way, they're still in the playoff hunt here. They could sneak in just now, depending on who they are, replacing, because obviously the goal difference with Sheffield United and them are a bit big. But obviously, you guys, they could potentially, God forbid they don't, but if they do, then But I think that Millwall may have left it too late off. I mean, they're a great side. They've really pushed this season, and I think they're a team that will definitely be, in the top 6 next season if they don't get in this season. And Peterborough, yeah, they've had a shocking season. They're a team that they're a bit like they're a bit yo-yo kind of club, Peterborough, because they seem to get promoted, then they seem to go straight back down again. They seem to be too good for League One, but not good enough for the Championship, and I think that they've proven that again this season. And I think that, I don't know what it's down to really, but yeah, no surprises there from me that Millwall won, and in convincing style.
No, definitely. Hearts again, so close on my prediction. I said 3-1 to Millwall.
No, yeah.
Peterborough, it's just too little, too late. Ever since the Luton result, they had some decent results after that, up until Forest. But even then, they sounded like they played all right in that. Sounded like an equal sort of game, but obviously Forest's quality shone through. Yeah, Millwall, too little, too late for me. But I'm looking at their next game as well. It's Bournemouth. Which
is it? All right.
Yeah, if Bournemouth don't get a result tomorrow, then they'll need to get a result here if they want that second place. Most likely, I can't actually remember who Forest have got. Oh yeah, Hull City away. So yeah, it's going to be massive. It might even come down to goal difference between that second place. It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
It really is.
Yeah, I expected a Millwall win. Like I said, I got the amount of goals right that Millwall would score. Just not thought Peterborough would get one, but it's one of them. I think Peterborough, they might be in a decent situation next season, especially if they keep hold of Grant McCann. I think he is a good manager, and I think he will take them up. To be honest, I don't know about win the league, but yeah, I think they'll be all right alongside Derby next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Made a good point there, really, to be fair. And I think that for them, though, if they do come back up, they need to get the recruitment a bit better than they have done there. Because obviously, I put it down to the players that they've brought in. They just haven't had the quality there to survive in this league. That's been the big problem. But anyway, yeah, exciting into the playoff running on Saturday for sure, like I keep saying. But it really is. It's so close. But yeah, as we go on, we're going to go on to the next game now. So we're going to go to Nottingham Forest, who, again, I'm sorry, but these guys, as much as I despise the fans, because I think they give it too much for me, they keep commenting on our club, Huddersfield. I don't know why they've got an obsession with us for some reason, that we shouldn't be in the playoffs and all this, that and other. But anyway, we won't get too deep with that one. But yeah, let's talk about the football and not based on the fans. Obviously, Nottingham Forest are on absolute fire at the moment. But yeah, Swansea, like I say, they're just there at the moment. They're not really doing it. They're not. I mean, they were never going to go down, but they haven't really even tried to get a playoff play. I don't know, but like I said, they're in 15th, Swansea, so they've had an okay season, but they're pretty sure their fans will be disappointed with that. But Forest, they just seem to be scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, I know. It's like I said, ever since Luton, they've just been doing it. You know, you look at West Brom 4-0, this game 5-1. The form they're on right now, for me, they're getting second. And I know you're the same. You've already said it. But
Yeah,
I actually
yeah,
said a 3-2. 3-2 Forest this game.
yeah.
I thought it'd be a lot closer. I do think, I think I've said it on here already. I think Swansea next season will be in the top half, and I will not be surprised if they are fighting for the playoffs. I just think they need a few clear outs and just a one or two more positions sorted out, and I think they'll be all right next season. I really do. I think they'll be a lot higher. You've seen glimpses of it, you know, ever since the derby. After that, they were on decent form up until this game. But yeah, Forest just rampant and just on fire ever since the Luton game. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean by the Forest fans as well. Obviously, when we played them at home, I met a Forest YouTuber, Dora on tour before.
I saw that.
And yeah, he was saying 4-1 with his chest. Oh, we got this kit. It gives us luck. You know, he big up himself, mate. But God, I think people clip that up. You know what I mean? But anyway, you know, there was this. So I got asked if I could go on this other Forest fans channel. So obviously, I was like, yeah, sure. And I got told I was a bit optimistic for saying a 2-2 draw, and Luton ended up winning. So can't be a bit too optimistic, but I felt like AFTV vibes, mate. They're all surrounding me and everything. You are up in my face, and I just thought it's funny. Bit optimistic, you know what I mean, for saying the draw, even though we got the 3 points in the end. But anyway, I know exactly what you mean by that. But yeah, I think it's quite hard to bet against Forest not getting second at this moment in time.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, I think for the playoff picture, obviously, if Bournemouth did get into the playoffs, I think it'd be pretty bad for them with the position they were in. So, but who knows? The game tomorrow night, like I say, is massive. Like I say, that will decide it. So we know this will decide who will get second, in my opinion. But you know, but obviously Bournemouth are at home, aren't they? I believe for that one.
Yeah, so, they are. Yeah.
So will that edge them? You know, will that edge it towards them a bit? You know, I don't know, but we'll have to see on that one. But yeah, it'll certainly be a fantastic watch. Definitely worth watching that one tomorrow night for sure. But anyway, we're going to go on to the next one. So obviously, West Brom. Let's talk West Brom for a while. And you know, I'm sorry, but you know, a club like West Brom will find themselves scratching their heads at the fact is that they are nowhere really in the playoff picture. You know, and they're not even. You know, to me, they should have been up there. And yeah. I don't really know what's happened at West Brom this season. And obviously, Reading, yeah, I think Reading are just there. I think, to be honest with you, they're a club that, barring when they got into the playoffs when we were in it in 2017, they've just always just survived in the Championship. And yeah, it's getting quite boring now. And I think that, you know, next season they won't be so lucky. I think they're going to be one of those teams that will go down next season, no offense, unless there's a drastic change in, you know, maybe recruitment wise and things like that. But yeah, it's just the way it seems to be going for them. But yeah, what have your thoughts been on West Brom this season? Because obviously they won this game 1-0, great win for them. But overall, you know, they've been pretty disappointing.
No, absolutely. Championship predictions at the start of the season. Not that I've done it on YouTube or anything, just in my head. I actually said they'd finish third, so they'd win the playoffs. Yeah, very disappointing. Very disappointing. I think the manager they got in from Barnsley, is there a ghost in here or something?
Oh no! Ooh.
I just randomly started moving. What's going on here? What's going on? Do you want to scrap me? You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, why did I even do that? But anyway, yeah, like, I just think the manager, this might sound a bit mad, but I think it's a bit too much of step up. I think it's more of a sort of like a. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I think a smaller club is more of a sort of thing, especially with the playing style he used. I just don't think it worked with these players. Steve Bruce coming in, loads of people thought that would be a difference. It's for me, it's got even worse.
Yeah.
You know, the signings they've been doing as well. You know, that you'd think they would help, but they've just been awful. They've been really bad. I don't even know like what is going on with them. I really don't.
Yeah, we'll have to, like I say, I think, like I say, winning against Reading, no surprise really, but 10th place, he's just not good enough for them really, and like you say, I don't know, they really are going to have to, really get a better season next season and really push on now, because I think a lot of disappointing around West Brom at the moment, but no surprise. I'm not really convinced about Steve Bruce either. I don't rate him as a manager, to be fair.
I think it's more of a relegation battle sort of one. I don't think he's a team a manager that's gonna help you push on for playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's too negative with the way he sets out for me. It just doesn't,
Exactly.
But anyway, it's one of those, it depends what they want to do going forward.
And another thing I haven't mentioned quickly as well, the other manager, he actually had a falling out with Sam Johnson. And for me, you don't really want to be having a falling out of a goalkeeper of that quality. Like, let's be serious. He's been picked in the England teams, and that he's a very good keeper. I don't think that's helped. And even though he's not there now, as in obviously the manager, I can still see Sam Johnson potentially leaving. To be fair, I don't know where he'd go. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, Luton, we wouldn't be able to afford his wages."
Like, sure, he'd have no interest though, wouldn't he? Because he's been classed, like you say. So I think that
exactly. And like I said, he's been in the England team, so he want to, play for a club that's maybe in the Premier League or something. Well, I'm not even going to say we might be, because I don't think we will be. But there you go.
I think it can really disrupt a player, though, like you say. So I totally understand what you mean, really. That kind of.
And even another thing, when you got like your keeper, he's English as well. Obviously, the way if he carries on how he'll be, especially if you go up, I can't see why not to him potentially getting picked for the team. Now, I'm not saying be the starter, but just be in and around that team. Or, I want to compete with him as well.
Absolutely.
I want to compete to be part of it. What players love, even if they're not even in the squad, like as in like starting or whatever, they love to just be there, just sink it all in, because that's just sick. Playing for your country, that's what an honour. You know what I mean? So
it's a dream, absolute dream come true for sure. But Nichols, I think arguably, not kind of maybe because obviously Championship keepers have been called up in the past, for England, but maybe it's too soon. But I think Nichols maybe potentially deserves an opportunity this season. But maybe that's just me with my biased head on. But I don't know. But anyway, we'll have to see on that one. But I'll be really happy to see Nichols get a call up to the England squad in the future for sure. So unfortunately, we are at our final game of this evening, and this comes which tonight. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm really sorry to have to do this actually, because it's never nice to have this. It really isn't. It must be absolutely. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know how you're feeling. Well, I do, but I can't imagine maybe how you're feeling at this present moment about the situation, because it's really tough to take that. It's okay, obviously Fulham are a great side, but 7, that is just so destroying. Really.
Oh,
I don't even know where to start with this one, really, unfortunately. But obviously, we know that you've had your injury problems, and this is the issue here. And I think the start of this match, you had to get the start right. And if you don't, if you concede one early, how did the game did? Yeah, well, you conceded in the first half an hour, which really did set the tone. Really, you could have potentially, if you could have held out till half time, it may have helped you a bit. But I don't even know what you want to say or what you want, but it is difficult to take. And I want to kind of ask you about, obviously going into Saturday as well. Are you feeling a bit worried now for Saturday now this results happened, or you know what I mean? I know it's so soon after the result, but
now Reading, I know exactly how they're going to turn up. They're going to try and turn up, try and frustrate. I'm more scared of the fact of who's going to be available than Reading themselves.
Yeah.
Because, like my dad said, Reading do have a good record against us and that, but I also look at reverse fixtures earlier in the season or whatever, and we beat them 2-0 pretty comfortably, to be honest, at their ground as well. They're lucky, like we said, that the teams below are worse than them. Otherwise, they'd absolutely be in the relegation zone. They're going to try and frustrate us, like I said. But yeah, it's just a fact of who's going to be available. Cornick didn't come on today, so he's got to be starting, and I believe he will be starting.
Yeah.
Against Reading, without a shadow of a doubt. The right wing back situation, we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble because Bree's out for the rest of the season, I believe. If we're lucky, if we do get playoffs, then potentially might be back for one of the games. But I'm not gonna say for definite. The goalkeeper Ingram, a lot of people giving him criticism today. For me, that's way too harsh. It's his first game for Luton.
What do you think, though? Really, conceding 7 goals.
I don't think he really done much. He couldn't really done much about the goals, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
The only thing I felt he didn't do great was when he come running out and then we cleared it off the line. The goals were all the goals that I can think of were just long range bangers, basically, or they were just very complacent, if that's the word. I think that is.
Yeah. It's one of those.
It's way too harsh. It's way too harsh. And it's a difficult one with the emergency loans as well. Yes, they've got to be done sometimes, but the thing is, they're not going to have the same passion, because they're not deep down. They're not playing for that club.
Yeah.
That's another problem we have going into it. But it had to be done because you got to feel sorry for Isted. But what if he gets injured? I think the other keeper we'd have to go with is 15 years old. He's younger than me. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that in the playoffs. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not sure for definite, but I know it would obviously be a youth. And I'm hearing that he's 15. So flipping heck, if that's the problem, then boy. But yeah, I just don't really know what to say about today. Hopefully it's a one that will kick us on, but I expect the strongest lineup we can go with. I don't even know what that is at this current moment in time. I just know it'll be mainly the likes of Cornick. I don't know about Adebayo. He could have been injured because I got asked, is he injured, do you think, and rested for the Reading game? I could see that because I don't think he's proper injured. I just think he's been overplaying, like I've been saying. And I think it's come to affect him. So hopefully he'll be back for Reading. Who else? Midfield, we're in problems. Ruddock's been poor this season and we're even missing him. I'd rather play him over Lansbury, 100%. Lansbury disappointing. When I got questioned about when I said he was the most disappointing player, where are them people at now? You can't sit there and tell me Musgrave because Musgrave's, he's not really been given a chance. I'm not blaming Nathan Jones for that. No. I'm just saying. And then Lansbury's an experienced player. So I'm not. For me, that's very out of order, if I'm being honest. So Lansbury any day of the week for me, and it's finally being shown. Not been good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it's a result that's really difficult to take right now, and I appreciate that. But like I say,
just quickly as well, I always knew we were going to lose, right? But
it's the manner of the result. Yeah,
it felt like we had 10 men at some points.
Yeah,
Danny Hilton, don't want to see him in a Luton shirt again. Like you've been a brilliant servant. I don't want to disrespect you or anything, but your time is up. Your time is now. You know what I mean? John Cena theme song vibes. It's finished, mate. It's finished. Dan Potts, as much as you've come in and done a job most of the season other than today, but it weren't just you today, but, today you were poor. Middlesbrough at home, you were poor. You're not there, mate. I'm sorry, you're not on that level. You know, you're not there. You're not there, mate. I'm sorry,
yeah,
you're
it's
not.
not.
It's got to be gone. You've got to be gone out of this club. No disrespect, like fair play to you in some games. You know, you've been proper hurt. You know, you've had to put a bandage around your head, and you've still played like a warrior. But I'm sorry, you're not good enough for this. If we want to progress, you're not good enough. No disrespect, you're not. You see players like, I would say Campbell, because he hasn't played. You know, he was in the Scottish League last season. You know, he hasn't played in the Premier League like Snodgrass and Jerome, some others like that. Well, I shouldn't really be comparing Snodgrass to Jerome at this moment in time, but do you know what I'm saying? The Premier League players, like Campbell's shown that he is at that level. Like not Snodgrass, sorry. Others are just not there. They're just not there. I'm sorry. Like Cornick's even showed it. Cornick showed that he can, you know, play in the Premier League if we're to get there. You know, he scored against Chelsea. You know, he supports Chelsea, funny enough, as well. You know, his performance. There's just some that I know this might sound bad. I don't want to see him in a Luton shirt ever again. And I know that sounds mad, but
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Like I say, from the sound of it, though, I don't think any player on that pitch covered themselves in glory. You know, in all fair, I know you're picking out a few, but you know, 7-0, you know, that's embarrassing. You know, and every single player on that pitch is responsible for that, by the way. And I think that, like I say, it's not about, you know, you kind of probably went into the game thinking, you know what, it's going to be a big ask to win, you know, to win Fulham, but it's the manner.
Always took it as a free hit.
It's the manner of the defeat, though. You don't want a manner of the defeat like this. Yeah. You know, it's not. But you know, Fulham.
And look at the confidence that's going to give Ingram now. Absolutely none whatsoever.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Neck.
It's not good, is it? But like I say, we never know. You know, football's a strange game. It can quickly turn out. If you get a win on Saturday, it'll all be forgotten about, I'm sure. But
like certainly,
yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe some slight, you know, moving on process. But Fulham have been absolutely brilliant. Like I said, they have, you know, they have won the league outright. And like I said, Mitrovic, what a player. I mean, I'm sorry, but yes, okay, he's one of those that'll.
He is a quality. He's a knob, but he's a quality player.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I have to be real.
He's, you know, to score the amount of goals he's scored this season, you've got to put respect on his name.
He just broke Ivan Toney's record. Everyone was bigging it up, and he's just broke it after one season.
But the problem is that Fulham, they absolutely, in all fairness, they're too good for the Championship. But when they get up to the Premier League, they seem to just freeze, and they seem to just, you know...
Them and Norwich love switching roles. That's what it is.
And the thing is with Mitrovic can score goals at this level for fun. But when he gets to the Premier League, I mean, he still scores. But can he get to an even, you know, what? I don't know what he scored when they went down. But obviously it wasn't as much as what he scored this season. But can he reach a level that can be as consistent? Because I know that he was class when they were in the Premier League, but his consistency in the Premier League was a bit more, you know, it wasn't as good as what we're seeing from him now in the Championship. So he has to find that consistency more in the Premier League now, for me, even though he scored plenty of goals. But of course, Fulham are not just a one-man team. They've had various key players this season, and like I said, I like the look of Tom Cairney. I think he's a great player, actually. He's a real talent, you know. And like I say, they've won the league with you know quite easily. In all fairness, I think it was never in doubt really. But good luck to them in the Premier League next season. But yeah, they just seem to be one of those clubs that are just a yo-yo club. But yeah, I'm going to turn that off because we don't think about that now, because we're moving on to obviously this weekend. So you've got Reading, we've got Bristol. Obviously, we haven't got anything to put. We still want to be winning, but there's more at stake for you guys. Hopefully, you can really. You know, if you can get maybe a 3 or 4-0 win against Reading, that'll be nice for you. I'm sure you'll agree there. However that comes, and then you can really look forward to those playoffs, because you do deserve to get in the playoffs. You've been there for most of the season, and I think that the likes of I just think that you deserve to be in there, and I would not like to see someone like Millwall replace it, for example. I just wouldn't. But that's obviously a slim chance of that happening, and yeah, rather you than me on Saturday, because it'll be really nerve-wracking. Depending on how the game goes, if you get any other goal, it'll leave your nerves a bit. But if you don't, then it'll start being, it'll be a bit tense at times. But yeah, I think we've kind of rounded that very nicely, actually. And hopefully you guys can pick yourself up. Obviously, you're obviously playing on Monday as well. You have less time to prepare for that game on Saturday as well. Do you think that'll play?
No, it's another 12:30 at home as well. We've had a lot of them recently.
I mean,
good thing is it's at home, not away, because boy, after today as well.
Probably. I mean, I suppose you can think about it too, because I think that the players that will be dying to get back onto the pitch, especially after. So it's
and the players that didn't play as well, like likes of Cornick and that. I think he'll want to show what he's all about. You know what I mean? So.
I think I know it's easy to say that now, but I think he should have started. I know that you said on your stream, but I don't understand that decision really. Why are you leaving someone like Cornick on the bench? Because I originally thought that he played quite a lot of football this season, but from my understanding, you said that he hasn't really played that.
No, not compared to the likes of Adebayo. Yeah. He's pretty much played every single game. I look back at it. Obviously, I've reflected a little bit. Obviously, done the talk with my dad and etc. I can see Nathan, like he probably looked at it and went, "Yeah, we're gonna most likely lose this one." It was just the manner we lost, So I sort of look at it and go, "Yeah, okay, not playing Cornick. Then you've got to definitely playing for Reading, and we've definitely got to be beating Reading."
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it, and we've got to be going all guns blazing. Like I said, they're going to make it frustrating for us, but we need to do it at the end of the day.
But like I said, I haven't really seen what. But to be fair to Reading, obviously they're safe now, so they've got nothing to play for. So will they really come and try and time waste? Because they've got nothing really to time waste for, have they? Because obviously they're not going to get relegated now, and they're not fighting for anything. So, do you know what I mean? So I don't know what they'll play like on Saturday, really, Reading. But they're a team that are just annoying. I know that, but.
I just think they just want to try and ruin it, because they know what obviously we're trying to accomplish and that. And like I say, even though we're not overly near each other, again, they're another team that try and make it a derby of us. So they're just going to try.
That. I'm very strange.
Yeah, they're just going to try and do all that, and they'll look at the reverse fixture as well and say, yeah, we lost 2-0. They would, they'll just try and do it. But
fair enough. Yeah, well, I really like I said, I echo the thoughts. Like I say, hopefully you guys can win on Saturday, because it'll be, like I say, you do deserve to get in the playoffs. I respect the team, your team. How can you not? Because of what you achieved this season. So yeah, I think you deserve to have that that playoff spot. So yeah, I'm waffling on now, but yeah. So yeah, I think that is the end of tonight's second show of the evening, which has been, it's been absolutely fantastic. Actually, it's been a busy one, but I've enjoyed every moment. So,
just quickly, going to do a little prediction for the game tomorrow. Obviously, we didn't touch on that.
Yes, well, go on then. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So obviously,
second place potentially. That's battle for second place, the way I see it.
Yeah. So I'm just struggling to separate these two. So obviously, even though Forest are in the form they are in, I look at Bournemouth being at home. I look at Bournemouth, obviously on the back of a 3-0 win against Blackburn. In fact, by all means, not an easy place to go. You would park and get a result, by the way. So they're coming off the back of that. So they'll want to, obviously, they'll want to, finish the job in the essence, and get that automatic place. So, there's so much at stake here. But Forest, I don't, like I said, it's so difficult because I'm just struggling at the moment to actually, it could go either way, and we could go the easy option of go draw, but I can't see it being a draw this one. I see it being a high scoring game, no, for sure, and I think it's going to be one goal in it. There's no doubt about this. But I'm going to go with Bournemouth. And I'm going to be bold. I'm going to go with Bournemouth because I think that even though I said earlier about me not being convinced they'll stay in it, so maybe that makes me a bit of a hypocrite, really. But I don't know. Now thinking about it, really, I think Forest will, I know they're going to be up for it, but Bournemouth are going to be up for it as well, and the fans are going to be, going to try and play that part. I don't know. I don't know. Do you know your predictions?
Yeah, obviously
do.
championship predictions. I've had to think of it
Oh,
way
yeah.
before.
Well, this is on the spot for me. So this isn't fair. So I just. Well, if I'm talking about, I'm shooting again. If I'm talking about who I want to finish in the top two, are we talking about who we want to finish in the top two or who is going to finish in the top two?
Who's gonna?
Because I don't want Forest to. Well, I do actually, because I don't want them in the playoffs. Right, okay, then this is decided. I'm gonna go Forest are gonna win. I've changed my tune, guys, and very quickly. Because I just think they're unstoppable at the moment. And Bournemouth, even though they've come off the back of that 3-0 win, I still think they just. But a score prediction, really? I'm gonna go a high scoring game here. I'm gonna go 3-2 to Forest.
Fair play. It's not a bad shout. I do think there will be goals galore. As for me, I've gone with a Forest win as well. I think Bournemouth's inconsistency might affect me. Yes, they do have the home advantage, but Forest, the form they're on, I know they both got emphatic wins in their last game, but I'm going to go with a Forest win. 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. And then it comes down to the last game for second place.
Oh, yeah, the drama.
For me, it could come down to goal difference.
Yeah, and it's very close, though, the goal difference as well. There's only one goal in it. Forest have only got the one extra goal than Bournemouth, so yeah. It's going to be an interesting watch tomorrow night, but you'd be a brave.
If they weren't Champions League, I'd be on that. Don't you worry about
that. Yeah. Well, it's a 7 o'clock
kickoff. Watching it before.
Yeah, it's a 7 o'clock kickoff, so you may catch the first down.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that.
Unfortunately, I missed both of them. I missed the first. Well, I missed the first half anyway. In fact, I pretty much missed the game because I don't finish work till late. So, in fact, I'll be back for the Champions League part of it. But anyway, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, as always, thank you for coming on.
Not a problem.
Please make sure you go and subscribe to T-Boys TV. Fantastic content. I'm not just saying it because I keep saying it every single time, but I really like what you do, and I think that you're a great. I'm kind of aiming towards what you've kind of achieved, and kind of, I kind of find inspiration from you to get to another level, because obviously this is no, because this I recognise that we've all got to start somewhere, and I'll probably look back on my journey that I'm gone and cringe at the first few videos that I've done, because of how bad they were made. I don't know.
They've been alright. A lot better than mine. I'll tell you that. Mine, poor boy.
I kind of think that you do great things on your channel, and I really enjoy watching you. To be fair, I'm watching your videos and watching your streams. So yeah. Thanks. Please go and check him out, because you won't be disappointed. But yeah, that's it. That's my point. But yeah, and as ever, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to me. I'm really trying to grow like I said, I'm probably relying on a lot of people to try and show support in these early stages to get my name out there. a bit more. Obviously, I can do it as well across my socials, but I do need that extra support. Clash stream, lads. Good night. Thank you, Taylor, for joining. I really appreciate you coming in.
Big up Taylor, man. You know, ever since spoke to him recently, he's always been on the streams. I mean,
Thank you for and he's going to subscribe to me.
And he stays on for pretty much the whole thing. So you know, fair play.
Yeah. Like I say, I appreciate that. Probably get I was making you blush, Tyler. Apparently, Taylor said, which you probably wasn't there. But I'm just saying the truth.
I mean, inspiration from me, poor boy. That is the case. And geez, I must be doing something right. You know what I mean?
You are though, because you don't give yourself enough credit. Because from where you started to where you are now, you have to see the progress you've made.
That is
so
true.
You should be proud of that. But yeah, anyway, thank you. Oh, another subscriber,
Perry Sports. Yeah, big up, Lewis. That's a Hull City fan I talked to.
Fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, that's it from us. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. And appreciate everybody that came in. Thanks to you, Tyler, for making
it. Mate. No problem. I've enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I've enjoyed it.
But yeah, until the next time, guys, enjoy the week, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.